That stopped fast. Hi, everybody. It's Luke. I don't know where Isaac went. And Francis is downloading something on his iPad right now. So then he'll be joining us. So what we have today is we have Dr. Francis Duru from Nigeria joining us all the way from Nigeria. He's messaging us right now. Isaac, did you share these?
I did. I shared them to everything. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Where's Francis? Where's my big brother Francis at?
He is downloading his app right now. We should have probably tested this out.
Downloading an app? That's not right.
And he's in Africa. I don't know. Maybe he's got to download something. I don't know. It said to download something, so he's downloading something.
That's not right.
We probably, in retrospect, probably should have tested this out first.
Yeah, especially since he's on the other side of the planet.
Go ahead. We have next week. We have somebody from New Zealand coming on Friday for MLO BROS International.
That's awesome.
And she worked with me on a cruise ship. Jeannie is her name. I will test it out first before we go live.
Yeah, I think New Zealand's even farther away. I think that is like
news. Okay, so Francis, we'll talk about it. I want to say Francis is like 6 or 7 hours ahead of us. So right now, where he lives,
7 o'clock at night,
like 6 o'clock at night. Yes. Jeannie, who's from New Zealand, which is where we're talking to next Friday, at 3 o'clock our time. It will be at 3 o'clock our time. It will be 9 a.m. her time on Saturday.
Wow. Okay, that's farther ahead for sure. Yes. So Francis, before he comes on, give a little background. We know Francis because our parents, my mom leads them off, goes on medical missions to Mexico is where they started off, going to San Quintin, which we're planning on having Pastor Fernando from down in Mexico on to talk about the medical missions. So they go to Mexico. And then one year they went to Nigeria. And I think that's where they got linked up with Francis, right? Is that how they met him?
Correct. Yeah.
So they got linked up with Francis there. And then
if he ever comes on our show.
He has come to the United States and gone to Mexico for medical missions down there as well. And he comes to visit all the time. So that is how we met Francis, big brother Francis.
And he's been to the U.S. a couple different times. He's been to Mexico. He's brought his wife the one time. And he has what else has he done? He stayed with us for I think a month, right? Mom and dad for a month.
Yeah, when I was in high school, he stayed with us for a month. Yep.
Yeah, and he's been at the lake house with our parents a lot. His wife has been here, who's like amazing cook. I want to get into the food when we're talking to him too, because there's such a difference in food.
The heat scale. Like you go to dinner there, and Francis says it is like an insult if the food isn't spicy enough. If you go to someone's house and the food isn't spicy enough, it's like it's supposed to be hot. So hot that like Francis goes to, when he comes here, we go to oh my God, not B-Dubs, but Quaker Steak, and they have the triple atomic wings.
Yeah, he ate those like nothing.
He eats them. He said they were hot. Like he asked for a drink of milk after, but he handled it no problem because he's just his mouth is just used to spiciness, like next level hot.
Well, I hope he comes on here. He's still down. He's trying. We should have totally tested this out first. So copy the link to the browser. Come on, Francis, you got this.
Yeah, the other thing is you can't talk to him on the phone, can you? You can't call him.
Yeah, why not? I could FaceTime him, I guess, and we could talk to him.
We'll try calling him through Messenger.
All right, hold on. He's downloading it now. Let's see. Before we get totally desperate.
What else can we talk about, Francis?
What if we do? Oh,
his wife came over and with him a few times, Esther, and when she came over, she cooked for us, and she made like spicy rice.
Maybe we could do yeah, I'm sorry, Isaac.
So freaking hot to the point where
I tried it. I tried it without asking, and I just put it in my mouth, like because I'm storming Dad's fridge, and I was like,
yeah. It's so good though, but at the same time, the heat scale is just next level. So I'm eating it and crying and eating more and crying, but as it's so hot. But
I'm gonna try if we can't get this. I'm gonna try and share my messenger and see if we can hear him that way. But he won't be able to hear you though.
No, probably not.
Well, we should have tested this out. We are unprofessional. Worst podcast on the internet.
I wonder if anybody caught the Toto. Did anybody catch that? Africa?
I figured
down in Africa.
I figured he'd just be able to hop on the link and kind of go from there, but maybe it doesn't work like that.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't know to copy, like he doesn't know to copy the link over to a browser.
He did. He said he did.
You can't use Internet Explorer. You have to use Google Chrome.
So, should we release our big news, or should we wait for
What's our big news?
2 weeks from now.
What's our big news?
Who's coming on our podcast in 2 weeks?
Did we already talk? No, we didn't talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Create a deep fake for Francis. Do you know what deep fake is, Luke?
Yeah, nobody will know. Let's see. It's not working. How can we rig this up to get him on here?
Put him on speaker. Call him on Messenger, and put him on speaker.
Okay, wait. Yes, good idea. Okay, hold on.
And we'll just put up a picture of his face.
We're gonna take this off of here.
Like the news does.
All right. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. I got it. I know what we're gonna. Yeah, you're right. Okay, hold on. We're gonna do this here. We're gonna pick this here. We're gonna switch my audio over to away from my headphones. We'll do speakers. Francis.
Yes, I can hear you, Fred.
No, Luke, hold on a second.
Okay, Luke. Okay, thank you.
He said, all right. Hold on, Isaac. Tell me if you can hear him.
I can hear him. I can hear him.
Francis.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Francis.
So
Is that it?
You are live with us now. We have you on our phone,
Thank you very much.
kicking it through. So, Isaac, it might be hard for you to talk to him.
That's okay.
So, Francis, how is it in Nigeria right now?
Nigeria is hot, temperature-wise. I'm sure we must be doing something in the region of 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
100 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh my goodness! And will you tell everybody where exactly are you from in Nigeria?
Okay, my name is Francis Duru. My last birthday I was 56 years old, August last year. I come from Imo State, that is in the southeastern region of Nigeria. Imo State is one of the smallest states. As a matter of fact, I come from the Igbo tribe. It's one of the three major tribes in Nigeria. We have Igbo, my tribe. We have Yoruba. Then we have the Hausa in the north. In terms of landmass and in terms of population, the Igbo land is the smallest of the three tribes. But we have the highest population density in the whole of Africa. We have a massive population compared to our landmass. So the government says we are up to 40 million people, and if you know us very well, if the government says you are 40 million, you are probably 70 million.
So 14 million people live in Nigeria.
No, 40 million people my tribe, but Nigeria is 200 million.
200 million people live in Nigeria.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, we are the largest black country, the largest African country with black people. No other country has 200 million black people.
Wow. So it's the largest country in Africa. I didn't know that one. Isaac, did you?
Yeah, not in terms of landmass, but in terms of population.
black population. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's more. So it's more than South Africa, because immediately when I think of Africa, I think South Africa, and like being packed with people.
South Africa is just about a quarter of our population.
Okay, a quarter of the population in South Africa. Wow. And then you are a doctor, correct?
Yes, I am a medical doctor. Correct.
Very good doctor. What type of doctor are you?
Yes, I specialize in andrology. Okay, andrology has to do with the male reproductive organs and the urinary system.
So he's a male reproductive doctor.
Yes.
Wow.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
And how did you meet our parents? Because you've worked with our parents on different mission trips. How did you meet them?
Fantastic. I think it was God at work. I got to meet with the Schusters through my kinsman, a certain Professor Onwudi, where we call him Dr. O. You remember Dr. O, Fred?
Oh, yeah. I remember Dr. Yep.
Yes, he's in the State University in
Uzi.
Sorry, it's in this university. I've forgotten the name now. It's one of the universities in Ohio. Okay, so he brought the Ohio medical missionaries on a mission trip to Nigeria. And of course, knowing that I'm his kinsman and he knows me very well, knowing that I will be useful for the group, he introduced me to the group at the airport in Lagos. When they arrived at the airport in Lagos, I met with the group. We did that mission together in my hometown in Imo State, in Dikenafai specifically. After doing that missions, the entire group from the US was very pleased with my participation with the group. So they invited me over to the group again for the next mission that was going to Mexico the following year. And so I linked up with them, and we've done a number of missions to Mexico, San Quintin in particular, in Mexico. We've done maybe 4 missions together now in all. Okay. So that's how I got to meet with the Schusters. And then, of course, not only Fred Schuster and Pamela Schuster, I got to meet with the entire Schuster clan. Luke, Liana, Pavi, Isaac. And then I met with Fred's brother and sister before she died. Anna, may her soul rest in peace. I met with the mother of Pamela and even her grandmother. I met with her grandmother before she passed on, where she was staying. And then, so I and the Schusters have been like family now.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You're our brother from another mother, right? My dad, Fred just messaged and said, "Hello, my brother from another mother."
Exactly. That's the way we address ourselves. Yeah.
How many? Let's talk about your family a little bit, because I know it's interesting. How many kids do you have?
Okay, I got 6 of them, 4 boys and 2 girls. My first son is 26 now. He is a crazy fellow. He's a computer geek.
Yeah.
he's a software engineer. Okay. Then my second son, Bismarck, studied geology in the university. He's graduated, but I've noticed that he's working his way into the software industry right now also. Okay. Then my third son is in the final year in the medical school. He's going to be a doctor later this year.
There you go.
My fourth is a daughter. She's also 1 year away from graduating from the law school.
Wow.
My fifth is a daughter. She's also 1 year from graduating. She studied mass communication, and they are in a major university in Nigeria. University of Lagos is a top Nigerian university. They are all my kids attend that university.
Excellent.
And then I have my little boy, Daniel, is still in high school. He's the baby of the house. He's just 15.
You're doing all right. You got all your kids going to be doctors and lawyers and computer guys.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You're doing good. What and your wife? How is your wife Esther doing? One of my favorite people on the planet.
You mean Esther?
Yeah. How is Esther doing?
Yeah, she's doing great. Esther is doing great. She's a wonderful wife, wonderful companion, wonderful friend of mine.
And a great cook, might we add, right, Isaac?
And a great cook. You've not forgotten that jollof rice you made in your home.
Yeah, I have not forgetting the rice. She is and I will never forget when Francis came to stay with us. Francis caught a huge catfish. and she cooked it. She used every piece of that catfish I've ever seen, cut it up into a soup like she was hacking it with an axe in the basement, Isaac. And it was like, she's like, we don't waste this fish. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Sure.
What tell us a little bit about being a doctor in Nigeria, and I know you've been here, so you can compare it. What's the difference in a hospital in Nigeria to here?
And the US. Okay, beautiful. Now, in Nigeria, we've got huge manpower gap, shortage in manpower, and over the years, we've made giant strides trying to fill the gap. But the medical profession in Nigeria is not quite like what you have in the US. In Nigeria, every doctor has to know a little bit of everything. We cannot afford to super specialize there. You understand what I mean? You have to know a little bit of everything, because the number of doctors to the number of patients requiring.
I think you got a phone call, Isaac.
Oh, yeah, I got a call. Can you hear me, Fred?
What's that?
Are you with me? Yeah.
He's talking on the phone.
Is he talking? He's talking to my dad. He's talking to Dad.
Why is Dad? Stop calling our guest.
Somebody is calling me. I think she's crazy. Somebody is calling me, but I will talk to her later.
Oh, there you go.
Are you with me now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, good. Yeah. So in Nigeria, we do not have the kind of facilities for diagnosis as you have in the US. So many times you just have to use your clinical skills to find out what is wrong with a patient. You will be lucky if you have all the gadgets you need to make a laboratory diagnosis. So that is what we face here. You have to make do with very minimum facility in the university. In the hospital environment. You have so many people to attend to when you go to the clinic. Work under pressure. You are poorly paid. You don't have any insurance cover. But the good thing too is that we don't get sued by our patients most of the time, like you have in the US. In the US, a doctor can get sued and he could end up parting with a lot of money or even losing his license. Here. So, but in the US, from what I see in the US, the doctors in the US can afford to super specialize. The doctor in the US could say, well, I'm only interested in the ear, I'm only interested in skin problems, I'm only interested in the eye, I'm only interested in neurosurgery. But in Nigeria, a neurosurgeon might find himself having to do a cesarean section for a pregnant woman. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're not going to say, oh, no, this is not my thing. I'm a neurosurgeon. I have nothing to do with a pregnant woman. No, we can't afford that. In the US, they can afford that. A US doctor can decide to say, well, I'm only interested in surgery of the intestinal tract. Anything from the stomach down to the anorectal canal, I'm interested in. Anything outside of that, I have no interest. But in Nigeria, we can't do that.
Right.
Okay?
That makes
yeah. And the remuneration too is very, 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 very poor. The nurse in the US gets better paid than the doctor in Nigeria.
Right. What?
But comparatively, we by Nigerian standard, we are considered well paid.
You are well paid, you said?
By Nigerian standards.
Right.
Yeah. But if you compare with pay outside, then it amounts to nothing, really.
What type of, and I know we could talk about this, what type of healthcare is always an issue in the United States? Healthcare and, paying. Is there any sort of healthcare from the government there?
There was an attempt to have some healthcare insurance, but it was all muddled up in corruption. It's not working. So you pretty much have to pay for your health services here. If a patient has a condition that requires $10,000 US, you better have your $10,000 or you're in a fix.
Wow.
Just like the same way we build houses. If you want a house worth $300,000 US, you must have $300,000 US in your account.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Yeah, our
There's no
our
finance.
health insurance is very rudimentary. It's not really working, just as our mortgage is not very effective. So people pay out of pocket for their health care.
Right. What
They pay out of pocket.
what happens
But
if
again,
somebody
but Fred, I must say this also, Fred. I must say this. It is also a lot cheaper here than in the US.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happens?
Closer to-
What, Lucas? Isaac?
Put him back closer to the computer.
Dude, I'm right on the computer microphone.
Yeah.
What happens if somebody doesn't have the money?
Good. If he doesn't have the money, yeah, then maybe family and friends can donate money for you.
Right.
In our own, yeah, family and friends can come to your aid. If you're able to get a loan from your bank, then if you have good, if you have a business that brings in cash regularly and the bank is satisfied with your bank records, they could lend you money. Family can donate money for you, and then sometimes your townspeople, in our own case, we have a regular meeting of our townspeople once a month. If you make a plea to them that you have health issues, they might come to your aid financially. People will donate money for you.
Right. See, Isaac, in the U.S., they have to operate on you, and then they just charge you, and you get collection. You know what I mean? There's no refusing service. But if somebody doesn't have a way to get the money, you're done in Nigeria.
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Let's talk about the different cultures here. So when you came to the U.S., we wanted to talk about the food.
The food, right?
What do you think of our food? Beyond,
I'm very adventurous with food. The only observation I made about the food in the US is that one, you don't like your foods hot. And then I noticed too, you don't like to put much of salt in your food.
So not a lot of salt, not a lot of hot stuff.
Yeah. So that's the only difference I noticed in your food.
Before you came on the show, we were talking about when we went to the Buffalo Wings place, and you had the super hot wings, and you ate them all.
Atomic wings.
The atomic wings, and he ate them all.
You got a T-shirt.
Those are really nothing compared to what we call pepper soup here.
Yeah. No comparison. I've never seen, and for us, it was amazing because we couldn't believe how much you ate. And then our weather. You've been in Ohio during the fall, and I remember you and your wife were very, very cold, huh?
Oh yes. I was freezing. My blood was going to my entire blood circulation was coming to a standstill. I was freezing.
and for the record, it was like 50, which is a warm day. In Ohio.
It's what it is right now. Yeah.
Sometimes, Fred, sometimes in Lagos the temperature is so hot. I say, oh, if I bring Fred here, it's going to melt like ice.
Yeah, we have a 50-degree day right now, and I was walking around outside without my without a coat on. You would have been in ski jacket.
You see, and what makes ours worse is that it's not only hot; it's also very humid.
Right. How has COVID been over there, Francis, with you guys in COVID?
Fred, no matter what you read in the paper, no matter what you see on TV, there is COVID here, but it's not killing people like it is killing people elsewhere. So very few people here are dying. So up till now, Fred, we've recorded less than 2,500 deaths in Nigeria from COVID.
Wow. Why do you think that is? Why is it so different?
Fred, there are so many factors we are looking into now. One, we suspect strongly that the weather and climate has a role to play in it. 1, 2, we suspect that because looking at the world map, all the areas where they had BCG inoculation.
BCG.
That's the vaccination. Yeah, the vaccination for tuberculosis, right?
Yeah.
All those areas of the world where they routinely have BCG vaccination recorded low cases, except Brazil.
So because of the inoculation, because of tuberculosis, it is
so people are thinking that inoculation against tuberculosis provides some kind of protection against COVID. So that is one factor we are looking into. 3, those areas where malaria is endemic and where people have been using chloroquines, okay, they've also recorded relatively low cases. 4thly, those areas of the world where much of the diet is still organic, not genetically altered foods. Okay.
Right. So the diet, weather, the inoculation, it all adds up.
Yes, and the malaria environment. So these are factors that we are.
Wow,
of course, there are racial factors in disease predisposition, but we don't know how that comes into this.
Luke, ask him about the malaria drug that Trump was.
He said that already. There, he just said that.
So the malaria drug, he thinks
the malaria drug plays a big factor in that too.
What's it called again?
What's the name of the malaria pill you guys take?
Chloroquine.
And you guys take it regularly, right? They take it regularly.
You take that every day, Francis? I think we lost him.
Because I think they take that chloroquine regularly.
Do you take that every day, Francis?
Yeah. No, not every day, but the thing is that people have frequent malaria attacks and they take it. So invariably in a year, most Nigerians will have taken anti-malarials like 2 or 3 times in a year.
Like Advil.
Virtually everybody.
Interesting.
Wow, that's not that we take it every day, but yeah. So it's not that we take it every day, but in a year, everybody will have taken it like 3 times.
In a year, everybody takes it 3 times. That's interesting. That is so interesting.
And then those people with AA genotype, they come down with malaria more frequently, and so they take it even more frequently than those of us who are AS.
Right. Wow. That's
we were just talking about genes, Luke. I wonder if genotype.
Yeah. What?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
No, it's okay. Isaac was talking. It's hard, Isaac, because we can't hear you.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
What about how is the government now? We're jumping around here. How is the government now in Nigeria? Is it stable?
Is it stable? Fred, a lot of things in Nigeria is murky. We don't know what to the extent that there is no fighting in the streets, so you can say the country is stable. But nobody knows what to believe any longer. The president hardly talks to the people. The crisis caused by the herdsmen. These are people, most of them are from outside Nigeria, from across West Africa. Just because their tribesman is in power here, they want to make Nigeria their permanent home. So they are coming into the country from across West African countries, and they are grabbing indigenous land belonging to other people. So that is what is causing a lot of problems.
Land battles, always land, Isaac. Land and religion, right, Francis? Yes. Land and religion.
Land is it, right? Yes, absolutely.
Land and religion are always the main fights in the history of the world.
What's the religious makeup in Nigeria?
I come from a part of Nigeria where the culture says it is forbidden to take another person's land.
Okay.
It is forbidden. It's something that is forbidden. You don't take another person's land. But these guys they don't have such provision in their culture. They don't mind coming to your land and displacing you, putting you in an IDP camp, and then taking over your land. For them, it's not a big deal.
Right. What about religious wise? What is Nigeria made up of religious wise?
Roughly, Nigeria divides into half Islam, half Christianity.
Half Islam. Wow.
That is a rough division. Roughly half Christian in the south. The Christians are mainly in the south. The Muslims are mainly in the north.
Do they get along?
Is there fights or did they fight or did they get along?
They fight.
They fight.
Yeah.
That they fight because the guys from the north, they want to impose their culture and religion on much of the south. So
Right.
it's something that has been in the cards since the year 1804 when there was a jihad. There was what you call the Fulani jihad.
Yeah.
These guys came in from the Guinea area, from West Africa, the Guinea Highlands. They came into the northern part of Nigeria, and they set up a jihad. Their aim was to convert all the people into Islam.
Wow.
But it didn't quite succeed. But in the past 6-7 years, there's a resurgence. They want to start where they stopped.
Right. Wow. That's crazy.
But they are being resisted. They are being resisted. Yes.
What I'm trying to think here. We're how about with I'm trying to think of other questions. I have you helping me ask questions.
Technology.
Oh, technology, and then we don't want to keep you all day, Francis, because I know you're on the phone. How is technology there compared to the U.S.? Is it pretty similar?
Fred, you're comparing day and night. Our technology, all the technology we have is imported technology. Our indigenous technology is low.
Right.
Now let me give you an idea. To develop high technology, you need infrastructure, you need heavy investment.
Right.
And we don't have much of that.
Right.
Recently, the government gave $250 million to five organizations to develop COVID vaccine. Fred, that is like, it's a joke. It's like giving $250 million is like $500,000.
Right. Okay.
So it's like giving $500,000. Okay, it's like giving $100,000 each to 5 people.
Yeah.
And asking them, go and get us a vaccine. I mean, that's a joke.
Yeah. Is it because of corruption that
is it corruption or what happens with that?
Course.
Yeah, of course.
Corruption is a big factor. That money is going to end up in private pockets. They're not going to do nothing.
It's good to know that government corruption happens all over the world because it's not just Nigeria; it's also here too.
Yeah, it happens all over the world, Fred.
Wow, see, that's it, man. Well, Francis,
just that ours is very brazen.
Right, brazen versus ours, right? Well, Francis, we appreciate you coming on. We know you're busy, and we know you're wrapping up your day over there. Thank you for coming on our podcast. We want you on again next time. We're gonna test we'll test the camera out. We'll figure out how to get it to work.
That would be great, Fred. Any other time, I'll be happy to.
All right.
Talk with family.
Tell him I said hello and I miss him.
We miss you. We miss you, buddy. We want you to come back. Okay.
Yeah, I think Biden thinks we are good guys. Trump didn't think we are good guys, but Biden thinks we are good guys. So we might have an opportunity.
so you'll be able to come back because Biden.
Exactly.
Well, we miss you. We'll see you soon, and tell your wife and family we said hello.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Isaac.
All right. He said thanks, Isaac.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Oh, he's so nice. Could you hear that at all?
Yeah, I could hear the whole thing. I could hear.
Okay. I couldn't hear it at all, so it was real frustrating. We gotta test this out. MLO Bros International. We're gonna have to do some testing on our systems.
Yeah, I wonder how laggy it would have been if we would have had him. But man, there's some interesting. I mean, it's so interesting.
I want to get him.
Don't even realize day-to-day life here compared to there, man. It's just so different. Like government corruption over there is just something he lives with. You know what I mean?
Blazing.
Like
he said, blazing government corruption. Blazing.
They just know it's going to happen. So if you want to build a house, you have to have $200K. You want to build a $200K house, you have to have $200K in order to fund it. There's no financing because everybody's freaking corrupt. Yep. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to the north. And then how about, I was reading studies about Nigeria. Like the technology is so behind that if they were to figure out some way of like Bluetoothing everything with technology, a lot of Africa could go through a massive jump up because they won't even have to wire everything together. And like, you know how we have lines, like telephone lines and everything linking everything together.
They
like
wouldn't
internet.
have to do it because they're so far behind.
So they wouldn't, because they're so far behind. They wouldn't even have to have all that stuff outside like we do. It would just go through a massive jump. Yeah, that in the food's interesting too.
Dad said he's calling you because you sound like me. That's what Dad.
Yeah,
text.
on the phone. Yeah,
you do tell him I'm not you. That is too funny. All right, well, I have to go work because we're in the middle of a freaking work day doing international podcasts.
Yeah.
Everybody, thanks for listening. We will put this on. This will be good on the audio aspect of it too.
Yeah.
So that way you just hear it. And we got to work on next week figuring out a way to make this go smoother with international because we have people, but man, it might be dicey with the internet in these other places.
Yeah, like
shoot, we had a guy in East Palestine last week. Come on, because the internet was so
bad. It almost like if we have to, we can almost make it just an audio podcast.
Just audio.
I mean, I hope people later on tonight, once they get off work, can watch it, and they'll watch the video and me pulling up pictures of Francis. But I don't know. I guess
we might have to figure out a way to do an audio only for the international spot because it's so hard like that. Well, I'll test it with Jeannie, who's from New Zealand for next week. Yeah.
And I think we'll get more views on this tonight because that's really interesting stuff. I love that.
Views don't matter. Views don't matter. It's all good. We're good.
Well, no, we didn't have anybody live because it's the middle of the day. People are freaking working.
They're working. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Everybody, thank you. Isaac, I got to go work. We'll see everybody later.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Let's roll.